Áudio é foda, né?
Yo, welcome in everybody. How are we doing? It is your boy Bearded Legend.
What's good, folks? Nishal D in the house. Happy Wednesday. Welcome on in. Happy New Year.
Yes.
First,
Happy New Year.
I think this is the first stream of the year, right?
Yep. First stream of 2025.
Hey, yeah, I know it's been a little while since y'all seen us. I think it's been 2 weeks.
Yep.
Or two. I don't want to say 3, but it's been 2 weeks since we've been doing this. So, y'all already know the holidays is really challenging to like just stay in your routine, so to speak. It's hard.
Yep.
And I definitely enjoyed my time with my family and Christmas and bringing in the new year, of course. But I was also ready to get things booted up back over here again. So, bro, how was your holiday season?
Man, it was good. We just really hung out and relaxed for the most part. We visited family and spent some time with them. But for the most part, we just relaxed. Obviously, I had to work since I was on call and everything, but it was pretty easy. I didn't have too much going on, so I was pretty grateful about that.
Bro, it seems like you I don't want to say your job is easy by the stretch of the imagination, but compared to the dealership, it just seems like you got a lot more just wiggle room,
Mm-hmm.
to kind of move the way you want to move and to do the things you want to do. And I think that's a W right there. That's a win.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
For
What's
sure.
up, Crafty? Welcome in.
Welcome.
Coming over from Twitch. So I'll just go ahead and let everybody know. We are actually doing something a little different. Y'all probably noticed a little bit of change ups with what you see on the screen here. First of all, we are live here on YouTube and Twitch. So instead of just saying we're on YouTube and Twitch, we're just going to just say we're live. And if you see us,
Exactly.
you just see us. So
just pop up.
Right. So if you're on the red side and that's the place you love, we're there. If you're on the purple side, well, we're here too. Because, we had some discussions last year and we were thinking about actually migrating back over to YouTube, to bring in the new year and to try to nurture our YouTube channel, which we were just literally talking about before we came on here. How we kind of, just it's just there. It's just, we just
unfortunately it turned into the redheaded stepchild.
It did. We mistreated it. We didn't really treat it with no TLC, but we're gonna make it up though.
Yep.
We're gonna make it up. So and us assuming we can pull some strings and do some other things with the software that we're using, we might be on some other platforms at the same time, TikTok, X, but I think that this is sufficient for right now. Don't know what took us so long, but we did it.
We did it. Like, I mean, honestly, yeah, like you said, D, we should have done this a long time ago. I guess we were so wrapped up in the OBS and Streamlabs and other platforms. It was like this is our first nature. We never would have thought about this. And I got a couple of friends that use this software for their podcast, and I mean they like it. So I was like, why not try it?
Right. So, just to kind of piggyback on what you said, how we're so used to like platforms like OBS and platforms like Streamlabs, and in my head, I was thinking that was all that we had access to. I didn't know
Mhm.
that there were options out here. I would always watch other podcasters, and I was like, how do they do what it is they do? It seems like they're like moving the camera this way, moving the camera that way, and pulling
Yeah.
in this scene and bringing people in. I'm like, hey man, y'all got some sort of like plug-in for OBS I don't know about. So,
Right.
but change is good, and I feel like this year is going to be a phenomenal year, a breakout year, should I say, of just really doing new stuff. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Me and you, we met on Twitch, of course, have spent a great deal of time on Twitch too, knowing that there are like a variety of different other platforms out here that other people are utilizing,
Hmm.
um, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Trovo, Kick, and there's a couple of others out there that are not super popular. But there are definitely alternatives out there. But let me ask you a question, man. So what do you think? What do you think caused us to like just kind of marry Twitch and be afraid to kind of venture out? If you want to say afraid, but whatnot.
Our community, like that's where most of our community has been built, and just like other streamers that are nervous about moving to another platform, is one of those things where like, all right, if I go to this platform, will my community follow me?
Right.
Or will I find new people as well? So I better just stay where I'm at and keep grinding
Yeah.
and burn myself out on one platform.
Ooh, no pun intended. Heck of a conversation today. I have a great example of somebody who did just that. So there's a
Hmm.
streamer, he kind of jumped around from different platforms. He was on Mixer for a little bit or for a while, and then it
Yeah.
shut down, and then he came over to Twitch. So there's no secret, his name Jay Sosa. I'm gonna say his name
Hmm.
because I ain't got no problem with him, and this is really a good thing I'm about to say. And he does watch, the streams and stuff like that. So he had made a decision to go to Kick. He just kind of felt like Twitch wasn't really doing things, in a sense that promoted the streamers, really wasn't trying to help us, by taking away the what do you call it? The hosting features, just making it
Yeah.
harder, I
Yeah.
feel like, for us to
Right.
like really prosper on the platform. And then of course, the hate rates and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
he told his community, he's like, yo, I want to go over the Kick. So he goes to Kick, and assuming that people are gonna follow him, and then he found out that that wasn't the case. A lot of the people that claimed that they supported him,
Hmm.
they didn't go. So I was reading that he talks about this often. I don't know if you follow him on X, but he does talk about this openly. He said, I took my 5 mods and we went to Kick, and they were my loyal ones, and then he
Hmm.
just ended up meeting new people over there,
Yeah.
and building a good community. He's actually doing very well on that platform. Like he's doing very well,
Yeah.
way better than he did on Twitch.
Hmm.
So if that's not a a rags from riches story, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
But he took a chance to get to know new people. He took a chance to rebuild of the community and stuff like that. And when I hear that and I see that, it's like, dang man, like, if he can do that, anybody can do that.
Right.
If
Yeah.
you got the grit and the desire to move to another platform, then go right ahead and do it. So like we talk about this all the time,
Mm-hmm.
Um, we've mentioned Kick before. I played with Kick a little bit. I think
Yeah.
you did too. But you already know the deal with me. Basically putting most of my effort into YouTube, and now you are basically following suit, doing the YouTube thing as well.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about YouTube? Like the differences. Like, let me ask you that. Like, what do you feel the differences are? Because I feel like you were like, I feel like you were more consistent than me on Twitch. Once upon a time I was extremely consistent, and then life happened, but you never really
Yeah.
dropped the ball. I've dropped the ball, fumbled it, whatever. So what do you think some of the differences are between the two platforms? What's up, Flash?
Welcome in, bro. For me, I honestly feel like YouTube is a bigger audience because everybody's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Not everybody's on Twitch. And on top of that, YouTube has videos for anything and everything. That's why we call it YouTube University.
Yep.
So I mean, if you want to see a video about mental health, it's there. And you got thousands of content creators talking about that one specific topic.
Yeah.
You got a whole gaming community, all different types of genres of games, all different types of content creators. You got your chill, you got your energetic, you got your in the middle of the road. Um, and it seems like to me, well, I can't say it just yet, but like I'll take your videos for instance. Like you're starting to get a lot of views, getting up there in the thousands views and hundreds and things like that. So it seems like the algorithm, if done correctly, the algorithm is gonna push your video out there, and you don't get that out of Twitch. I mean, you can leave your VOD up, and you might get views, you might not. You might just get the views that you got from that live stream, and they might never go up. But with YouTube, you're constantly getting views when people check your videos out. So I think that's a big difference right now. And I'll be honest, I posted one video. The live stream that I did Sunday with Life is Strange.
Mm-hmm.
I edited it, and the next day it probably jumped up to like 20 views just that quick. Now it's sitting at almost 70. And it's about to take over the VR football one I uploaded. And that one's got like 80. So if you play your cards right and you know exactly what you need to do, then it will definitely it'll definitely work out in the long run. Welcome in, Carlos. How we doing?
What's up, Los? So yesterday we had me and Crafty, we had dinner, and we were talking about this. We were talking about like content creation and stuff like that. We had various conversations, but we were just talking about that because she is, she's trying really hard to get her ish together so that she can make things happen on YouTube. And she sees us doing it, it's inspiring her as well. And we were just talking about the glaring differences between YouTube and Twitch. And I told her, I said, here in this restaurant, I said, if I go to every person here and ask them if they ever heard of Twitch, they're all going to say no. If I say, have you heard of YouTube? They will all say yes. Every last one of them. I said, now that alone should tell you the clear difference. like YouTube is a household name.
Yeah.
Twitch is like that long distance cousin that you met when you were a little kid, but you kind of, y'all don't know each other like that.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the differences is that on YouTube, you can upload videos, you can upload shorts, you can make a post, like writing a post, like a status or something like that. You can go live, you can do things. It's just so many, every way of promoting yourself you can do. YouTube gives you all of the tools. It's not going to do it for you, but it gives you so many tools to utilize to give yourself exposure, right?
Yeah.
Twitch, it was only last year that they came out with stories.
Yeah.
And, it's still a little wonky in my opinion. It's constantly updating, but I think that they kind of understand that they need to do something different too. Because some of their content creators are going to YouTube and other places as well.
Right.
But I say all that to say this: YouTube is a beast. It is like it's like college, man. It's hard, bro. Like it will hurt your feelings if you don't do it right.
Yeah.
If you don't get with the program, if you don't figure out why you're there and what you're talking about, and you don't figure out and stay on top of like what's working,
yeah,
then you're not going to get anywhere. And it's going to make you feel discouraged. And like, dang, I'm going back to Twitch.
Yeah.
I know some people that have done that. Like they went to YouTube and it was good. And then all of a sudden, it started kind of getting a little ugly. And then they just kind of fall back on Twitch for that safety net. And if that's what a person wants to do now, I mean, do what you want.
Yeah.
You feel free to. This isn't like me promoting either platform. Do what you want. I just know that for me, in my opinion, I just feel like YouTube in the long haul is the safer bet for longevity, because your VODs only stay up for a few weeks on Twitch.
Yep. And then
but if you don't download that VOD, it's gone forever.
Yep.
Nothing you can do about it. It'll look like you don't stream at all.
Crazy.
That's the whole thing.
That is crazy. Yep. Carlos said, if you put yourself out there, someone will see you in YouTube faster than Twitch. Yes, definitely agreed. Like I was saying earlier, I mean, there are many content creators doing the same topic, just different ways. You'll get found one way or the other. You will definitely get found. Now,
I will say that the best algorithm on social media today is TikTok. TikTok has the overall best algorithm that there is, like to date. Because we were talking about that as well last night over dinner. I said the smart thing to do with TikTok is, upload a video there, something that's related. Let's just say I want to bring people from TikTok to YouTube. So what I would do is I would create a video, a short form video of the longer form video I have on YouTube, and just kind of just put it like somewhere on that clip, just promote my channel, like here, YouTube Thoughts to Reality. If you want to see the full video, click the link in my bio, and it'll pull, not everybody, but it'll pull some of those people from TikTok over to your YouTube. And the only reason I say that is because I don't know what the heck the fate of TikTok is going to be. I don't even know if there's going to be a TikTok next week. I don't know. The way they've been talking about shutting it down.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's going to happen personally, because I haven't really been hearing a lot about it lately. But, if it does, it just does. It is what it is. So that's why you don't put all your eggs in one basket. So,
right.
And those creators over there are going to learn that.
Yes, sir. So, guys, now that we have done our daily chit chat, because this is what we do here. If you are new to this channel, we always chit chat before we actually get into it. tonight, I ain't gonna say it's gonna be a little lengthy because there are a lot of talking points about this subject that we can go on and on and on about, because this is something that Nishial and I, plus our two other friends, Bear Project and Flash Carter, we all talk about this. If not every day, every other day. And tonight we're going to be discussing the topic of burnout, right? But before we do, what did Carlos say? He says, rather than move people straight away, one needs to build a community in TikTok and move them to another platform. Oh yeah. Nah, you're not late at all, Carlos.
Are you good?
Yeah, you're not late at all. So yeah, like I said, we're going to be talking about burnout, guys. Signs that you are burnt out and not lazy. So I want to ask everybody a question. Do you think that being burnt out and being lazy correlates with each other?
While we waiting on them to, give us an answer, I don't think so. Laziness is it is willfully not putting any forth effort towards something in which, it is willfully not putting forth effort in completing your tasks and your priorities. That's laziness to me. Being burnt out is just pushing yourself past your limits, trying to check the boxes of your priorities and the things that are which important to you. So to me, there's a difference. I feel like when we're burnt out and then you start feeling it, and on the subconsciously you may feel like you're being lazy, but a lot of times somebody who's close to you can kind of debunk that. Because I know for me, like Crafty will often tell me you need to sit down somewhere. If you're tired, just say you're tired. I have a hard time doing that too, by the way, y'all. Like, I don't like to say that I'm tired. I don't like to leave things unfinished. It bothers me. It makes me feel like I'm not being productive. It makes me feel lazy, even though I'm not lazy. It can make me feel lazy.
Right. I kind of feel that that same sentiment, because I mean, we talk about it all the time. You talk about how consistent I've always been when it comes to the streaming, and working at the car dealership, getting off so late, and I still come in and do like a 2-hour stream, and I'm exhausted. But I feel the same way.
I don't know how you do.
I'll be like, I guess that's my nature. Well, growing up, because I seen my dad do it. Like, my dad could get off work from his job and come home and change clothes and go out into the yard and start doing stuff. So I mean, I feel like part of me got that from him. But now that I'm really starting to feel it, and me dealing with diabetes, and I really got to watch what I do, it's become a little bit easier. When I feel tired, I'm like, all right, I'm about to sit down. I'll take a break and I'll get back to it, but I need to sit down somewhere.
Right. I think it was last week. Oh yeah, so it was the first time we actually tried the night that we've tried the software. And I remember I told you I had just got tired all of a sudden, like out of nowhere. Like, I was fine, and then all of a sudden this tiredness just took over. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm finna go to bed. So that feeling of like when it just hits me, I hate that feeling because it makes me feel like something's wrong with me. When there's nothing wrong with me, I gotta sit back and think about how my day was. Like, okay, bro, you did get up at like 5 a.m. You did work out. You did take care of about 7 people today. You did, do things with the kids.
Right.
Like, you're tired. It's okay. You're tired. Me and Crafty were headed to the gym the other day. I asked her, I said, do you remember when we were like younger? Because for those of you who don't know, like me and her have known each other half of our lifetime. Like we met when we were like teenagers. And I said, were you ever tired? Like when we were like younger? She's like, no. And neither was I. I just never, I don't remember being tired in my 20s at all. But now it's like, dang, man, like,
Yeah.
I'm tired. But I also have a lot more responsibilities now than I did back then too.
Right. Yep.
So, you know, being burnt out. The first time I experienced like burnout, shoot, I think I was about 30. I went to the gym. I never will forget this day. It made me, I did a YouTube video about this back in like 2016 or 17 or something like that. But I went to the gym one day and I was already tired. And I walked in there, looked around, walked out. I said, not today. Got in the car, came back home, laid in my bed. I'm like, I have never did that before. You know, not taking into account how hard I've been pushing myself at all. I wasn't thinking about that at all. I'm like, you just punked out on a workout. That's what I was thinking. I said, nah, man, this is something else, man. This feels like complete exhaustion. And it made me, man, it made me do research and everything, like burnout, adrenal fatigue, all that different type of stuff. Like I started looking at stuff like, what is this? So yeah, I've experienced that. Now, do you think that there's a difference between being tired and being burnt out? Like, or is it like a precursor of one to the other, or is it similar, or is it completely different?
I think being tired is a precursor to being burnt out, getting burnt out. Because like I could feel tired to where like, all right, I just need to sit down, rest for a couple minutes, and then get back to what I'm doing. Burnout, all right, I'm tired. I'm not doing nothing else.
Yeah.
So I think there's a correlation to them, but I think there's also a difference to them, and it just kind of depends on how you look at it.
When you're tired, you can still do things. Like if it's been times I've been tired, I can go out. I don't know, go to the mall, you know, do a little shopping or go to some stores, and I might be dragging my feet for, you know, while I'm doing it. But when I'm burnt out, I can't do nothing, man. I'm just no good. Like my body's like done.
I ain't gonna lie. It might sound bad, but it is what it is. When I'm burnt out, I get an attitude. Because I'm like, I don't want to be here. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Flesh talking. It is what it is. If that's the natural response to being, because some of that's probably frustration too.
Yeah.
You know, like, don't you just hate it like when you want to do something, but your body's like, sit down. You ain't doing anything today. Chill out.
It's wild, man. It is wild.
Yeah, burnout is real, man. Comments. Carlos says you can be tired from doing stuff out of sight, and in the moment people see you sitting down and recharge, they call you lazy, bro. Especially if you a man. You can't sit down if you a man.
We get it the worst.
You gotta get up and move. You gotta do something. Get off your lazy. But I just sat down.
Like, bro,
how long you been sitting down? You been sitting down all day? Like I literally sat down 3 minutes ago. Dang.
But that's us guys. That is us guys. Oh yeah, after 25, you get sudden random surges of tiredness. You do. Yeah. You do. You definitely do.
I'm glad I ain't the only one that feel that way. Makes me feel good. So this is normal to feel good.
This is definitely normal. This is
Yes, it
definitely
is.
normal.
Let me ask quick, y'all watching this, lurking, chat, whatever. Is there ever a time period that you just feel on 10? Like energy just up here, you feel amazing, eyes open wide, and you just nothing can stop you. Like, do you ever feel that way?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Especially when I got enough rest. I'm ready to run through a brick wall at that point.
I wish that I wish I could agree with that. Have you a couple kids? And I ask you this question again.
Okay.
Dude. Man, I think that I'm not even exaggerating, man. Like, we legitimately think that they are the reason why we feel tired, because raising children, Carlos, look, you tell me, you got kids, how you feel? You are giving so much of yourself, right, to like a person, and in our case, it's 3 different people, and you got to be ready for anything with kids. Like,
Mm-hmm.
my son, my oldest, came home from school today, and he has a new history teacher for the semester. And he came in and he said the teacher was talking about politics and all this stuff, and being very biased about one side. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, so why are y'all talking about this in school now? Why is he giving you his political opinions? So I had to sit here with him for like 15 minutes talking about, like, going back and forth with him about it. Like, he wasn't arguing with me, nothing like that, but he was just trying to understand
Mm-hmm.
why his teacher was saying this and why I was saying that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to, like, instead of like forcing him to take my side because I'm his dad, I was trying to get him to see the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, instead of, I'm your father, listen to me. But no, I said, no, I'm going to tell you why your teacher's wrong, so you can think about it yourself and make sense of it. And so
Right.
you can understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared for that conversation. He just came in and started talking. I was sitting right here in this spot doing something,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to stop what I was doing to, which I'm happy to do so. But yeah.
Yeah.
Deanna,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
she says, yes, then when the surge is gone, you sometimes feel frustrated because you want to keep it. I know how that feels. Yeah, I get frustrated.
Facts.
Crafty would tell you, man, I get pissed off when I can't do something I really want to do. She'll tell you. She's somewhere in the chat, I think, but she's somewhere.
Hide.
She's like, you need to go sit down. You need to chill. And
Yeah.
I get very frustrated when I really want to do something and I feel like I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I just that bothers me a lot. She said, I just leave you alone. Yeah. She
That's what
does a
I
good
try to
job.
do.
And then I get mad about that too. Like, why are you being quiet? Oh, you're giving me the cold shoulder. She's like, I'm trying to give you space, and I get in trouble for just giving you space. I can't win.
Oh man, that's one of them D&D moments, Crafty. That's what
It
it is.
is.
That's
It
a
is.
D&D
It
moment.
is. I come around though, man. Like, give me some
Yeah.
food. I'll be all right. Yeah. Because a lot of my frustrations come from food, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, I'm cutting right now.
Yeah.
And I can only eat so much, and you get kind of moody.
My boy be getting hangry over here.
Yeah.
I thought that was the female's
Ooh,
job.
man, so many stories. I ain't gonna get into it. So many stories. Like,
Oh man.
we talking about, I don't know. I mean, it's relatable. We're talking about burnout and being tired. I remember when this is about maybe 7 years ago, right? The Power Rangers movie. Remember the reboot that came out a while back?
Mm-hmm.
The Power Rangers movie.
Mm-hmm.
So we were supposed to go see that, and I had just left the gym one day, and I left the gym, came home, and we went out to Books A Million, and I just got so tired and so worn out that she had to take me home. I told her, I said, take me home. I can't do this right now. I can't do this right now. Most of the time, she'll be okay, but then there's been a few times when she get frustrated, like, God dang, man, like, you always tired. Like, why you do this to yourself? So it's been she ain't had to take me home for a long time. So it's been years since we've had those moments because I don't do stuff like that no more, like what I did. But yeah, man, it's no joke.
Yeah. Maddie, welcome in, sis. How are we doing? I know you said you got your husband listening. So I know he's driving right now. So hubby, stay safe, sir. Because I know you probably driving in that snow up there. So yes.
Welcome on in.
Crafty,
Crafty has emergency Snickers. I wouldn't even get a chance to get them because she'll eat them. she the Snicker bandit.
Oh my God, not the Snicker bandit now.
I mean, come on, man. That's her candy right there.
That is tough. That's tough.
Her candy.
So yes, guys, if y'all are tuning in, we are talking about signs that you are burnt out and not lazy. I actually found this on a TikTok video and I watched it a few times actually. And the signs that this video said, I think we can all agree on. So we're gonna go through them, one by one. We'll kind of expound on it. We'll let you guys comment on it before we move to the next one. But the first sign that this person said was endless scrolling on social media. Now, I think most of us do that. I ain't gonna say all of us, but I believe most of us do that. Like, we're so tired, we just get quiet and we just get on social media.
I mean, it's one of the easiest things you can do. I mean, it doesn't require you to move.
To do work, yeah.
You just sit there or lay down and just
and then you just
all day frying your brain.
And then you wonder why your hours of your screen time is up so high. Roads are clear. Nice. Well, still stay safe, Trucker Dad, please. I don't want to have to come find you, sir.
I think scrolling on social media is that could be tied to a lot of issues, not just being burnt out and being tired, but I think that it's possible because people who scroll on social media constantly are obviously not busy with life and priorities and doing other things that are more constructive. So they're just sitting there just scrolling endlessly. I don't know if I mean if that's what it says as far as like being one of the signs, I mean, I don't doubt it.
Yeah. Let's see. Deanna says, do you think it could be a matter of if the activity versus actual tiredness? My husband will often say he's tired when it really was the activity wasn't stimulating enough for him. That's very thought-provoking, actually. It's very thought-provoking.
So if he's doing something and he's not feeling fulfilled, you saying that he gets tired from that? Is that what you mean? Like, have you ever done something and it wasn't fulfilling to you and you got tired?
Yeah. Okay, like for instance, I'll when it comes to gaming, like offline gaming, like it might be a game that I don't know. It might be a game I like playing. Y'all know I love Fall Guys, but just something hits me and it's like, all right, I don't want to play anymore.
I ain't seen you play Fall Guys ever since Marvel Rivals came out.
You probably won't see me play it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You might see me play it once, but since Marvel Rivals came out, it's a wrap. That game got me in a chokehold.
Figure 4 leg lock face.
And I ain't tapping out either. I'm not tapping out. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Carlos said they made it so easy to scroll, skipping what you don't want to see, looking for the serotonin hit, and on the next shot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of dopamine being released when you're on social media and endlessly scrolling. I remember back in 05 or 06, this is around the time that MySpace was hot. So yeah, if you have a MySpace account, I'm sure we all did at one point. And the only way, I wish they had kept social media like this, but the only way you could use it was if you were on a computer, like a desktop. So at the time, they didn't have like a mobile app. We didn't have smartphones. They weren't calling them smartphones around this time.
Yeah.
And then they started developing like Facebook Lite. And then I remember using Facebook Lite. It was horrible. It was very hard to use, and it just made you want to hurry up and get to your desktop. So, but have we come a long way when it comes to accessibility with these apps? So yeah, endless scrolling. I want y'all to think about something for a second. So they call it a news feed. You know what I'm saying? Feeding you, it's feeding your mind. And I always tell people like, y'all need to like mind who you follow, who you friends with, because they feeding you like stuff that you don't need or stuff that you don't profit from or anything like that. And you could actually, you might be burnt out scrolling, but you might feel worse after just sitting there for 2-3 hours that you'll never be able to get back scrolling on Facebook. Like, go to sleep. You're better off just going to sleep or watching TV or Netflix or something. It's better than scrolling.
Yeah.
On social media.
But do like our grandparents used to tell us when a thunderstorm came in, to go to bed.
Look, turn the lights off, turn everything off, go to
bed. Turn everything off and go to bed. Not a peep.
Get away from those windows.
Heads in beds.
Heads in beds.
Trucker Dad says most things to keep you busy takes money, and living paycheck to paycheck not able to do. That's reality. That is definitely reality. Any further comments about endless scrolling? Anybody else in the chat?
Deanna says her husband has ASD and ADHD.
Okay. So for him, Deanna, is it more like, he's scrolling and then all of a sudden he's like, all right, this bores me.
Can he watch like long forms of content? Like, I don't know, because you know how YouTube is now. Like they're catering more towards like shorter form stuff. Like, can he watch like a 20-minute video and stay locked into it? Because some people, they can't.
Yeah.
Or they find themselves like, see, YouTube has done, it's like it's a double-edged sword. It gave you the option of like fast forwarding and all that stuff. I don't do that. Like, if I'm trying to learn something, I'm not going to fast forward because I'm afraid I'm going to miss out on something, But what I will fast forward through is if I'm trying to like learn something and somebody's like doing small talk in the beginning of their video.
Like fillers.
Like, I don't want to hear this. I don't care about what you did at the store. I don't, just tell me where I came for. I'll fast forward through that.
This ain't
Uh,
anime, no filler episodes.
no, man, like 50 fillers till we get to the end. She said, no, he can't.
No
No
movies
movies.
unless it's 3D and full of action. I can look. I kind of feel him on that one because I can't do like rom-coms. I can't do. I'm more of a horror, action, suspense.
We love suspense. Because we were talking about this a while back, how me and Crafty got locked into Korean dramas.
Mm-hmm.
Like those, I don't know if y'all ever like took the time to watch like the Korean dramas or suspense, but Korea, South Korea that is,
Mm-hmm.
does an amazing job. Like they do something special when it comes to like locking you in. Like, man, there's some great show, and this stuff that you wouldn't even think you will watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, I'm locked in on this. So, yeah, I mean, there's certain things that that's got to get my attention too. So, your husband's not the only one.
Yeah.
That if it doesn't get his attention, it won't. Like my Crafty she don't like fighting. Like she doesn't like action, like too much action and stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
she would never watch Dragon Ball Z. She would never watch anything like Naruto. She wouldn't watch nothing like that. But what's crazy though, because she watched Baki.
And that's nothing but fighting.
Brutal fighting. I don't know, man. She watched it. I don't understand it. She watched Baki, the grappler. Guru dude, did we speak to you when he came in?
I don't think we did.
Guru, what's up, brother? Welcome in, man.
Welcome in, man. Sorry we missed you, bro.
You used to be able to add RSS feeds to your stories, who you wanted to follow news, but now it's mostly AI picked.
Based on the content that you watch. Yep.
Yes, they do. I love the stories they tell. Yes. Look, y'all better get on that K-drama. Shoot.
All right. So the next sign that you are burnt out happens to be restless sleep. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I must have been burnt out for the past 3 days. Cause like I normally go to bed around 11-ish. 11, between 11 and 11:30. I hadn't been falling asleep till like 1:30 in the morning. And like I'll just sit there, eyes wide open. And me, I'm the type of person like I have to go to sleep with something on.
Yeah.
Whether it's a light or, I'll have like YouTube going in the background and we'll have like the thunderstorm ASMR going. That puts me to sleep. Like I could go to sleep watching Netflix and it be like decent volume where I can still hear it. But if I don't have any of that on, I'm not falling asleep. I can't do it.
You would think that you would be able to pass out, like if you're
Mm-hmm.
burnt out. So
Right.
it almost seems like the body being burnt out doesn't go in correlation with falling with sleep or the resting mechanism that the body naturally
Mm-hmm.
needs, which is sleep. To be so worn out that you can't fall asleep is crazy,
Yeah.
I'm saying, excuse me, I'm the same way, like, but it's not like light for me. Like I gotta have sound. I don't. In Crafty, we completely different. She loves light. She has to have the light on. I hate it because I feel like I can't go to sleep.
Yeah.
Because I gotta have the room dark and have something playing in the background, whether it be music, a sermon, and the voice has to be a certain type of way. It's got to be soothing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go to sleep in complete silence. I just can't do that. But I do feel you on not being able to go to sleep at really late hours. I know, like I had a problem like back in the summer to where I just could not go to sleep, like for nothing. Till sometimes 2, sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning. I just could not go to sleep.
Yeah.
And it started concerning me for a little bit, and it started making me afraid to try to go to sleep. Now, what was happening was, here's what was happening. What was happening is I would fall asleep and then wake up. Like almost like I scared myself, like waking up, and it kept happening to me, and it started like concerning me. I was like, God damn, man, like I can't go to sleep. So what's wrong with me?
Right.
I wasn't thinking anything about burning out or anything like that. I mean, I probably could have burnt out. Some of us may have been burnt out and didn't even know it. Didn't even realize it. You probably just thought you were just super, super tired, but that super, super tired was probably, legitimate burnout.
Yeah. And it's crazy because like you said earlier, you would think if you're burnt out and you're really tired, you'll be able to pass out, But the body and the mind, they don't work together. Those two, they like to fight each other sometimes.
Nah, they don't get along.
Because and I think that's where it comes. That's what it comes from. Is like you have so much going on in your mind, like you're thinking about so many things, like it does not let you fall asleep. It's almost like, okay, I gotta solve this before I can actually say, all right, I can fall asleep now. So I guess that's why they say charge it to the head, not my heart.
You often hear people say that their mind is racing and they have a lot of things on their mind all the time, but I might be one of the few people who can honestly say that whose mind does not race. Like I got time periods where I don't think about anything. Like nothing, like blank. And when I'm getting ready to go to bed, I really don't, especially if I ain't got to get up really early the next day, like that's usually what I'll be thinking about, but I'm not really thinking about anything.
Yeah.
Like thank God, there's not a lot of things I worry about. I'm not saying I'm not concerned about things, but I just never really, I'm not gonna say I've never really been, but I've just gotten to a point in my life to where those things don't keep me up at night. Like I don't think I've ever had anything keep me up at night. It's probably been a really, really, really long time since that's happened. But I know there are some people who do wrestle with that, dealing with, I don't know, the what ifs and the worrying and stuff like that. And, this is where faith comes in. If you didn't know, Two Bearded Guys is a Christian-based podcast. And we ain't afraid to talk about faith here. So I know for me, worrying is like not having faith, and it's a waste of time. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't change the situation. It doesn't make it go away.
Yeah,
like just worrying doesn't do anything. And some people will worry themselves sick, and to the point they've like just conjured up stuff in their heads. Well, what if this happens? Or what if that happens? Or well, what if it doesn't happen?
Right.
Like there's a Harvard study. I want to say it's Harvard. Carlos, you can do a Google search. Harvard, maybe some university that says it, I think it's like 70 or 80%, maybe a little higher than that, of things that we worry about never happen. It's a very high percentage.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
I mean, honestly, y'all, like, has there ever been something that y'all thought about and it didn't happen?
Oh yeah, all the time. It's like you're putting scenarios in your head. It's like, okay, what if this happens? But also, what if this happens? And then it don't happen at all. And it's like, then why was I even thinking about it?
You just wasted your time worrying.
Yeah.
Guru says another would be working in your sleep. It happens to me a time or two. Really wears you out working. You working your how do you do that?
Okay.
You dreaming about what's going
something like that. So I'll give you an example. Like when I was in the car business, like if I dealt with a customer that day, they didn't buy that day, but they were coming back, then in my mind, I'm like, okay, what could have I said different? What can I say different tomorrow to, get them to pull the trigger on it? Just coming up with different scenarios about overcoming um overcoming objections.
Yeah.
I'm constantly thinking about this. So me thinking about it is like, all right, I can't fall asleep until I know exactly what I need to say or what I need to do. That's what working in your sleep looks like.
Oh, okay. I just never heard of anybody like sleep and then still like just I gotta get this done or else it's gonna happen. So that's a interesting take.
So
I'm here monitoring some of the platforms here.
Mm-hmm.
So folks, if you're on YouTube, please do me a favor and hit the thumbs up, please. That would definitely help us out a lot, bro. We are like 9 subscribers from 100.
Let's go.
9 subscribers. We were at 80 something before we started. I don't know. We don't get alerts or nothing like that for YouTube. So
yeah,
but we definitely appreciate y'all so much for the support. Real talk. Carlos said around 85% of our words. Okay, yeah, 85%. That's
okay.
So that only leaves like 15% possibility.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, man, but that's not enough to worry.
I agree. I definitely agree with it. Okay.
But tell that to the world.
Yeah. All right. So this next point, and I think we all can agree with this one. Well, I ain't gonna say all, but I think the majority of us may feel some type of way about this one. But another sign is canceling plans and isolating yourself.
I agree.
I definitely agree with that.
I've done that. Like, once again, not really realizing that it may have been burnt out. Like, I'll give you an example. So I got some good friends here in town, great guys. So we're supposed to meet. We had started. It's been darn near a year since we had started doing this, but we were starting to meet on Thursdays, right? And it was just us, just the three of us sitting there talking about life and our week, and just talking for the most part. And then I remember there were time periods I would be like, I can't make it, when I know I could have made it. Like you didn't have nothing to do. And then I would go home. Like I would just be tired. Like once again, feeling tired. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Us sitting here talking about this got me thinking now. Like, oh man, I might have been burnt out. Yeah. I still might be burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And
I mean, I don't think I'm burnt. Go ahead.
No, you finish up.
I don't think I'm burnt out now, since we just came off the holidays, and I haven't been setting an alarm because I haven't been training anybody super early. So I've been kind of going to bed when I want to go to bed. I've been waking up when I want to wake up. That's been helping me out a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I haven't been really stressed out by too much.
That's what I was gonna say. In your case, because like, when I wake up at 7:30 in the morning, we already got a voice message from you at like 5 o'clock. And then you're pretty much like 90 to nothing all day. Get your little break, and then you got to go back in the afternoon, and you probably don't get off till 7 o'clock at night. So you pretty much don't work over 12 hours.
Yep.
So yeah, I can understand that. But also, Chad, I do want to ask y'all this. Do y'all ever find yourself doing this? Do y'all cancel plans and isolate yourself? when you feel burnt out, or do you what's up? What do I how do I want to say it? What do I want to say? Do you cancel plans just because you don't want to go? Like you just tell your friends or your family, hey, I'm tired. I really just don't want to go. You know.
Because like I already told you, I did. Like I did it for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed home. Crafty went to her grandmother's house. Um, I don't know. I tend to do that. I do.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but I do.
I'll be honest. I don't like if I'm tired and somebody invited me out somewhere, I feel like, all right, I'm tired. I'm still gonna go because it might boost me up. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, I am tired. I really don't want to go, but I'm gonna go because you know this person took time out of their day to invite me to this thing. Now if I'm just like dog tired where I feel sick, yeah, I'm not going. But I think this is something that I'm starting to learn a little bit. Um, it's funny because when I was interviewing for my current job, some people they ask for references, and they'll call the references. Well, my boss called two of my references. One of them happened to be my coworker at the dealership, and she told the lady straight up, she was like, he does not miss a day unless he is sick. Unless he is really sick. If he's sick, he's still coming in. So you won't have to worry about his work ethic.
Well, that's just like I said. That's a character thing.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
feel that's just who you are. Some people just want to be dependable, reliable, dependable, which is not a bad. That's a great thing. Honestly, it really
Yeah.
is.
But at what
And it's
cost?
well, I think for me, I'm more so the type that I'm gonna like listen to my body. Like if I'm tired, I'm gonna say I'm tired.
Yeah.
Because I put me first.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have this mindset of what good am I to anybody if I'm tired. So I feel
That's a
like
good point. Yeah.
let me have a moment to myself and reschedule to do what it is I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just giving you 40% of me, which is subpar, and that's what you see, and that's what you'll always remember. I would much rather just cancel
Mm-hmm.
and try this again. Now it would be different if it's like a birthday party or something like that, but
Okay.
in my case, it was like a reoccurring like meeting that we would do every week. Just like if
Mm-hmm.
I miss this week, I'll come next week. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but again, it's not something that I do all the time because much like what you just said, sometimes I've gone to events or meetings tired, and then I went and I had fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like I'm glad that I did that. I'm glad that I went. I got
Right.
something out of it. So, but yeah, to each his own. Everyone's different.
Yeah. Let's see. Excuse me. Next sign. This is something that me and Initial and the guys talk about. Can I say every day? Because yeah, it gets mentioned every day. Neglecting self-care.
Yep.
We talk about this all the time, and we encourage everyone, take care
Yeah.
of yourself.
I go through seasons of staying on top of it. And then there are other seasons where I fall off. I remember there was a time I used to get massages weekly, like weekly. Now, I'm not telling y'all to do that because that's expensive. But in my case, it was completely different. I was like trading services with the massage therapist. So she would give me massages. I would give her training sessions. So we just made that work. But it helped me out like so much. And even when I stopped seeing her, I was seeing somebody else and started getting massages. I felt great. But I don't know, man. Sometimes we just get away from it. Or we start making excuses like, oh, it's too expensive. Oh, I ain't got time to do it. And when you can afford it, trust me, you can afford it.
Yeah, or just get the membership.
Or just get the membership, one of the two. Because I know for me, it wasn't an issue of affording. I was buying a bunch of shoes, and buying a video game here and there and doing stuff. And side notes, I've decided to not buy any shoes this year. Yeah. I've decided to not buy any shoes. Now, hear me out.
Who are you and what have you done with Initiate?
Look, hear me out. I don't know, man. I just thought about it, and the money that I spend on those shoes I could be like putting that towards something else. I act like, because I felt like I started developing a habit or an addiction, I say, because the shoes I buy, like, they're not cheap.
Yeah.
They're like $150 and up. So I got to think for Air Jordans. I love them shoes. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to buy any shoes this year. I bought so many pair of shoes last year that they'll carry me throughout the year. Plenty of them, they'll carry me throughout the year. Some of them I don't even wear because I don't have outfits for some of the shoes. So I gotta buy outfits just to wear some of the shoes. But to me, that was a form of self-care. Maybe that's a bad example of it.
Like retail therapy, yeah.
Yeah, because what's those saying, when you look good, you feel good, man. You get you some fresh shoes and some, clothes, you're going to feel good.
Yeah.
It's like when women go get their nails done, they feel good. Or when they get their lashes done or their hair, they feel good. And that boost of confidence goes up. But self-care could be a lot of different things. But you're right, though, like neglecting self-care, it's one of those things that just creeps up on you without you really realizing that it's already happened.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you're feeling the effects of neglecting self-care.
Because your body gets tense, your muscles get sore, and you probably hadn't even done anything but walk from your bed to the kitchen. You know? So, but what about y'all, chat? What do y'all do for self-care? If anybody does self-care, and if you don't,
Carlos
you're
says
in trouble.
Barefoot. He said I'm going barefoot in 2025.
Oh yeah, you finna be wearing Cloud 9s soon.
Fred Flintstones, man. Feet looking like I've been walking on gravel.
That's those Yabba Dabba Do 12s.
Shoes are money. Hard to find a narrow for 14 narrow.
Ooh.
Hey, Guru dude, former NBA player, man.
Right? Jeez. All right. So the next sign that they said about being burnt out is spacing out and not being present. Chat, what do y'all think about that? Do y'all feel like you space out a lot when you're burnt out? Like you're not really there, you're zoned out?
I don't know if I experienced that. Like, something's got to be on my mind for me to like not
just
be present.
There. Yeah.
Most of the time I am present.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there. Like if I'm out going for dinner or having fun with some friends or something, I'm here.
Yeah.
And I don't zone out. I mean, we do this weekly. It doesn't. I don't think you look like somebody that's spaced out or not present. Probably feel the same way about me, but that's got to be like some deep burnout there.
Yeah, definitely some deep burnout. Maddie says, I haven't done self care in a long time. Well, Maddie, I know you got kids and animal kids. We need you to do some self care, ma'am. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, just schedule it. Put it on the schedule. Like, I don't know, once a month. Get your nails done if you don't do that already, or get a massage,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. Like, self-care is whatever makes you feel good.
Yes.
Some people don't like massages. Crafty does not like massages at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she don't want nobody touching her. She don't even really like me massaging her. So it's more of a preference thing for her. Like, that's not relaxing to her. She just don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, some people do, she just doesn't. But there are other things, that does make her happy.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Carlos says, honestly, doing something with my hands. Once again, doing a shepherd cane for my kid really made me feel good. See?
Okay. So your I guess self-care is like hands-on, like carpentry or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, some people get a lot of gratitude from creating something out of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like you sitting for hours putting a
Like a
500
desk or
piece
something. Yeah.
puzzle together or
Mm-hmm.
something. Like, it's like I did that.
Yep.
I took the time, which puzzles are not easy, but
Not
they're
at
very
all.
gratifying. Like, when you have completed it.
Yeah. I think this next tip actually goes hand in hand. Well, I ain't gonna say hand in hand, but they kind of are similar in a sense. The next sign is overthinking and getting lost in your thoughts. I think this is honestly similar to spacing out and not being present.
Overthinking and getting lost in your thoughts. I've experienced that before. Kind of like, what was that one we talked about? About how, God dang it, what was number 2?
Oh, restless sleep.
What was after that?
Canceling plans and isolating yourself.
Okay, restless sleep. I think I was like trying to tie in worrying to the point you can't go to sleep. Some people worry till they can't fall asleep.
Yeah.
Overthinking is that's actually something that I wrestled with. Not as much now. Like, my maturity is like developed a lot, really, with over the last 7-8 years. I'd say. Crafty will tell you, I used to be somebody that overthought things, and I still do sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, something will happen, and I'll start to like play different scenarios in my head. Like, what if that happens? What if that happens? What if this happens? Oh, so and but then I just catch myself and be like, screw it, man. Like, what if it? So what, man? What if it does? So yeah, overthinking and getting lost in your thoughts. It's got to be something that really rocks me to get me to do that, but that's not something I do all the time.
Yeah. Husband says he's spaced out all the time driving down the road. And I believe that, Maddie, because I mean, you're driving probably in the middle of nowhere.
No lights.
It is like there's no excitement here. What am I doing?
Shoot, I'm about to go to sleep.
Man. But I will say this though. I will say this. Like, there have been times that I would just hop in my car and just drive, and I'd just be it'd be the most relaxing thing ever. Like so where I was from, we had a lot of country roads, like gravel roads. I just hop in the car and go find one of them gravel roads and just drive. And just have the windows down, have music playing, just like one of those woo-saw moments.
Yeah.
So sometimes being spaced out, driving down the road can be a good thing, but you don't want to be too spaced out because you don't want to, run off the road.
Yeah, you so spaced out, you're not aware of who you are. It's just,
Mm-hmm. So I definitely understand trucker dad. Definitely understand it. Let's see. So we got two more. The last I skipped one because this one was probably like my least one to talk about. So we'll say that one for last. So the next to last one, another sign was finding it difficult to make decisions when you're burnt out.
obviously, it's probably talking about like simple decisions.
Mm-hmm. Like
Like,
the simplest task, yeah.
yeah, like, should I go to the grocery store? Should I go buy a light bulb? Should I go to the car? There's something in
Mm-hmm.
the car I need. Shoot, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I've been in them positions. Like, I don't even feel like
Oh
going
yeah.
outside.
Mm-hmm.
I send my son outside for everything. I'm like, hey, go get this. Go. He does it. He'll go out there and do it. I'm like, see, having kids paying off finally. I gotta get up.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, I do find it difficult to be like that. And I mean, Mrs. Beardy, she'll tell you the same thing. It's especially when you're tired, man. It's like, bro, I don't want to make a decision about nothing. And it could be a decision like that can alter your life. And you're so burnt out, you don't even really care about it at this moment.
You gotta be pretty far out to feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it's life altering, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So for it to be to the point where you just don't care, I don't think I've been pushed
That's
that far.
I can't say I have either. But
To
I know
say,
some people that do that
oh
have
yeah,
done
oh
that.
yeah. Like, I've never gotten to a point where I just say I just don't I don't care about nothing no more. Like, I just don't
Mm,
care. Like, now I've gotten frustrated, like, a lot about things, but
mm-hmm.
not to the point where I'm like I just give up on everything.
Yeah. That to me that's whew, that's a tough feeling, you know, to just not care about, your I ain't gonna say your well being, but like the decisions that could change your life. Like
That's probably from like just experiencing so much like disappointment,
mm-hmm.
failure, um, betrayal. Like, you gotta go through some stuff in order to like get to a point like that.
Yeah.
That's not something that you just conjure up in your mind.
Hmm. What about y'all, chat? Do y'all find it difficult to make decisions when you're burnt out?
Trucker dad says every day.
Every day. Mm.
Man, burnout ain't no joke, man.
And burnout is definitely no joke. But well, I'll save this point for the end. The last point, the last sign. Like I said, I didn't really think that this one was too big of a deal, but to some it could be. And the last sign was living life on autopilot.
Mm, so In other words, that's like kind of just going through the motions.
Mm-hmm.
To some people, that is a big deal because they're settling. They are not living; they're just existing,
Yeah.
and it's robbery from excitement
Mm-hmm.
in life. And yeah, that could absolutely be a sign of burnout. It can, and some of us, if we're not careful, we can find ourselves going through the motions.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, there are some people who are content with where they are. Autopilot for some people is not a bad thing. They kind of like where they are.
Mm-hmm.
So, and not everybody's spontaneous. Not everybody wants to get out here and to live life and to do a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And if somebody else's autopilot might be boring to me, but it might be the life to them.
Mm-hmm.
And and vice versa.
Yeah, I can see that. I could definitely see that.
Carlos says, I'm working on getting better on that regarding
Making
the
decisions.
making decisions. It's not
No,
just you, Carlos. I mean,
it's not.
some of us like kind of struggle with pulling the trigger on things. And there's some things I know I do. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Or is it burnout that's affecting hard decisions, or is it fear that's affecting it? That could be another topic right there. Fear.
Mm.
The fear factor.
Yes. Man. Because fear it does affect a lot in people's
Mm-hmm.
lives.
Yes, it does.
A lot. Let's see. Carlos says autopilot, just bearing it all as it comes and being like a rock instead of being like water. Being stagnant. Yeah. Being stagnant instead of flowing. Okay. Gotta be swift like the coursing river.
Right.
Let's see. Trucker Dad says working 70 hours a week turns you into burnout. Yeah, look, I believe it too, Trucker Dad. Most of y'all may know my buddy NTC Gamer. He ain't streamed in years. He's actually a trucker now, and he's on the road for weeks. And like anytime I, call him just to check up on him, you can hear it in his voice. How tired he is, just wore out. So I definitely, salute to the truck drivers.
Yeah.
Because y'all, man, like 70 hours a week, going 90 to nothing, going from one side of the country to the other side of the country.
Man, you gotta be a special type of person to do that, man.
And you gotta make sure that the cargo gets there safe and nothing's broken or damaged. Yeah. I salute y'all for real.
Pressure right there, man.
Mm-hmm. But did Carlos just get all Socrates on us? A rock in the river takes the brunt of the flow and shows a good looking face, but in the end, the river is eating at the rock little by little. Ooh.
That sounds like some Mr. Miyagi type of
stuff. Some Aristotle.
All right, bro.
Namaste. That is funny. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is the signs that you are burnt out, not lazy. You got any final thoughts on it? Anybody in the chat as well. If y'all have any final thoughts, please put them in the comments. We definitely would love to hear your thoughts.
I feel like so if we are experiencing burnout,
Mm-hmm.
I think the logical thing is to identify it, that you're not tired,
Mm-hmm.
that this is something else, and try to get to the root of it. Like, why am I burnt out? What happened, or what am I doing that got me to this point? And
Right.
then trying to like correct it, because living a life like that you're gonna be like underperforming, and it's probably gonna cause you a tremendous amount of stress,
Mm-hmm.
unnecessary stress in your life, just not doing anything about it at all. So, and the thing about it is that when you're burnt out, there's like different levels to it. Like, you severely burnt out, forget about it, man. Like I said, you can't do anything, man. You're strapped.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely. Most definitely. Let's see. Yo, what's up, Darius? How we doing, brother? Welcome in. Welcome in. Maddie says the conclusion we both have is that we're both burnt out in different ways. He's burnt out in the job. I'm burnt out in the home. Yeah, and I definitely can understand that. He's always out on the road, and I know, you're at home with the kids and everything. So I definitely can understand the burnout there. But we are here to tell you it gets better. Trust. God is definitely God says, well, yeah, I mean technically Jesus says, but I mean they're all three in one. Uh, but he says, come to me who are all heavy, weak and heavy laden, I will give you rest. So
Yep.
just keep that in mind.
Amen. King Darius, what's up, Rose? What's up? What's up?
How we
Welcome
doing,
in.
fam? They're one of my close bros right here. I appreciate you tuning in. I know you came in a little late. But I mean the video is gonna be up. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We normally end around this time. But definitely leave us a comment. Watch the whole video, leave us a comment. Cause I know when you and I and Q and the other guys get together, we can talk.
Yeah. And again, if y'all are like on the YouTube side, do us a favor and hit that thumbs up. Get us, helps the algorithm, helps get that pushes us out there for other people to see. And of course, those of you here on Twitch, showing love, y'all are freaking amazing. We really, really appreciate all of the love and all the support. It's gonna be a great year. We got a lot of different topics, a lot of different things in which we want to share with all of you.
Mm-hmm.
It's the interaction for me. The back and forth with the chat, because it's one thing to sit up here and to talk, me and Bearded, but when you have like other people talking to and getting involved with the conversation, it just makes this that much better.
Yes, agreed. What is it? When burnt out, you have to be intentional about giving yourself time to rejuvenate. It's funny that the Bible class lesson was on this very thing in verse Matthew 11:28 and on. Yep, that's what I was just talking about.
Yes.
Yep,
Come
that's
on
what
to
we
me,
were just
all thee
talking
who are
about.
heavy laden, and I shall give you rest.
Yep.
Rest for your soul.
Whew.
Man,
That's a bar, man. That is a
that
bar.
right, that's not physical rest. Rest for your soul.
And then he goes on and says, what do you say? My yoke is easy and my burden is light. Man,
Yep.
come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Jesus was spitting bars, man.
Jesus was the original battle rapper. Y'all just
Yes, he
don't know
was. Just I can imagine him just standing in front of him like, my yoke is light.
it. Talking about something, slow it down. I just dissed you. You brood of vipers.
Yes, it does hit different. Because here's the thing, man. Like you can eat healthy, you can work out, you can sleep. All that stuff's good for your body, but what about your soul?
Mm-hmm.
When that soul's tired, it ain't nothing you can do outside within your power to change that. You can only get that from him.
Forget gun bars. Jesus got soul bars.
Soul bars, man. Put that on the shirt.
For days.
Soul bars. Nice.
That man got bars for days. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. So guys, ladies and gentlemen, again, appreciate y'all coming out. I know there's some people trickling in right now, but do not worry. We are live on YouTube and Twitch, so the VODs will be up on YouTube, and I actually will be putting this video in one of our playlists. So just go to the season 2 playlist, and it'll be right at the top. But as far as anything shameless plugs, because we like to give shameless plugs, as y'all can see down below in the ticker, make sure y'all follow us on all socials: IG, Twitch, Twitter is Two Bearded Guys, TikTok is two.bearded.guys. We would definitely like to interact with our community. We are very responsive. Very, very responsive.
Absolutely.
But you got any shameless plugs?
So January the 12th, which is this Sunday,
Yes, sir.
me, Bearded Legend, Flash Carter, and the Bear Project, we're going to be doing our second roundtable. The first was, I can't remember, was it 22? I think it was 2022, I believe. That was the first time we did it. It was amazing. I think it was about freaking 4 hours. I remember it, man. It was late when we did it. It was like freaking midnight nearly. And we had all dressed up and stuff. It was.
Yeah, we're not doing that this time. I was sweating.
Nah, I'm not doing that, man. I'm just throwing a t-shirt, man. But it was special though, bro. So we're gonna be doing a round table this coming Sunday. Same place, same time. And we'll actually be live streaming on I think we had discussed this earlier about utilizing this platform here. Trying to put it in different places and stuff, because we want people on YouTube to be able to see it too.
Yeah.
So but it's gonna be epic. We're gonna be talking about a lot of different things. We're gonna be talking about our content creation, of course, our journeys, and then personal life, and who knows what's gonna come up, because the four of us have we've been through some stuff. And I think one of the things we really want to drive home is how we've been able to maintain our friendship over the course of years, living in 4 different states. We're like hundreds and hundreds of miles away from one another, but yet we still try to make an effort to keep our friendship strong and just confide in one another. And we just want to share that with everybody out there. So that's this Sunday, and I will be live this Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, streaming some Final Fantasy X for those of you out there who are gamers. For the year 2025, I'm doing what I would like to call the retro rewind, which is I'm playing games from like previous generations, PlayStation 1, 2, and 3, a lot of PlayStation 2 games, because that's a big part of my childhood, and I know there's a big audience that likes retro games and stuff. So but yeah, That's all I got for me.
Okay. Yeah, like D said, we do got the roundtable on Sunday. Normally, because I just started a series called Storytime Sundays, where I play story-based games over here on YouTube. I may do an early stream, just depending on how I feel. That way, I'm staying pretty much consistent on it. But if not, then I'll be live that Monday. If y'all haven't been to my channel, I've been doing a lot of themed streams. Sundays are Storytime Sundays. Mondays are Motivation Mondays. And if y'all have not seen that episode, it is on my channel. We talked about focusing on yourself in 2025, and it was a really great segment. I'm trying to think what the next one is. I think the next one is like 9 things you can do for yourself in 2025. And anything that I do on Twitch will be up on YouTube as well. Just so I can get the best of both worlds. But other than that, that's all the shameless plugs I got. So,
well, that's gonna be a wrap.
that's gonna be a wrap. So if y'all got Twitch, make sure y'all go follow Initial D. He's live Friday night. You'll see me in there trolling and modding.
Of course.
Gotta
keep it interesting.
Got to keep it interesting. Got to. That's the only way. That's the only way to do it. But other than that, guys, God bless. Get you some rest. Trucker Dad, hope wherever you're going, I hope you make it safe, brother. Don't space out too much. And we will catch y'all next Wednesday.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Let's see how this goes.
Cláudia foda, né?